He gets outside. He's in. Mario Johnson. 2-point conversion. The Warriors are on. Unbelievable. 22 points. 16 seconds.
Are we on?
Yep. All right.
Hi, welcome to Coach's Corner. We're here for the wrap-up show. Coach Aloisi and Coach Pitt. What's your first name?
Joe.
Joe Pitt. He's the lineman coach. Obviously.
Right off your alley.
Ooh, I love that. I love linemen. You know, Nick should love linemen too. He certainly never caught the ball.
No, that's true.
My son was a lineman,
Yes, and you were too.
tight end.
No, you weren't. You were a lineman. So, Coach, overall, I think it was a very successful year playing the schedule that we played. And I want you to talk a little bit about him, too. Was this your first year?
Well, as the head, as varsity coach, yes.
Okay.
I was with the JVs last year.
I think that people need to realize that, you know, this program 10 years ago, the schedule that we play now and the schedule that we played 10, 15, whatever you want to say, is just vastly different.
Oh,
You know,
my
we're
God.
playing
You can't
out
even
of-
compare.
We're playing out of area. This particular year, the teams we played out of area were very strong.
Well, at
So-
one point, all of our losses, the teams that we played, the teams that we lost to were like 31-2.
Yeah,
I-
30-something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we certainly don't, we're not happy with the record. The kids aren't happy with the record. It's not what we shoot for. We don't shoot for just being competitive. But again, I think it's important to keep in perspective who we're playing. It's just another level. So, you know, looking at the positives of the year, our kids competing at the level we did with those teams. You know, even in the last 2 years, St. John's Prep and Springfield Central, there was an article in the Globe the other day about how they've been the face of the state for the last several years in football, and those have been our playoff opponents. You know, if you go back to the old Super Bowls, the regional Super Bowls, you know, that it's just a different animal. So, you know,
Springfield Central, in my opinion, could beat some college teams.
oh, absolutely.
I agree with you.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they could.
But I don't say that for excuses or anything like that. I just think
no.
it's really important for people that we have, and I credit the kids because we have in the last 2 years, our senior class, we've, in terms of competition, it's just another level, like a big step. And you know, a couple of 3 losses in the last minute. Obviously, we're really frustrated. So the record could have turned out a lot better. Had we beat Leominster, we would have had at least a share of the league title. Anyhow. You know, there's a lot to be said for the kids' compete level, and so I was proud of them for that. No one's happy with the record for sure, but I think, like I've said, we're continuing to play at a higher and higher level.
The speed of Springfield Central is something I've never seen on a high school football team.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Maybe
I would agree.
in the, what was it, Chowder Bowl?
Oh, the All-Star game.
Yeah.
In the All-Star
Yeah.
game, maybe.
Yeah, the kids getting ready to go to college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've
They're
got the
awesome.
All-Stars.
Even
across
at that,
the
I
state.
think that team, there's just the
They're
speed.
unbelievable.
The speed.
Their quarterback.
I've never seen a high school
we
quarterback
were watching,
that good.
We were
before,
watching him
hands
in
down,
warm-ups.
in all the years.
He was
Sidearm.
at the 35-yard line, and he was throwing to the back corner of the end zone and putting the ball there every single time. High school kids don't do that.
Right, and he's very fast.
Very fast.
William Watson.
Yeah.
Remember that name?
Yeah, so again, I mean, you know, yeah, like the record wasn't what we wanted, but, you know, again, tough schedule, and the kids competed, so proud of them. And, you know, Coach Pitt, our Coach Pitt's here with us tonight just because our line, we talk about this all the time. You know, linemen, they're a unit, so they don't get their name in the paper. But I think anyone that went to our games this year knew that that was one of our strengths, if not our strength, of the team. So, you know, Coach Pitt's first year coaching the O-line for us. Played O-line in Northeastern, has coached, I believe, 7 or 8 years at high school level. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Are you originally? You're not originally from Shrewsbury.
No, Acton.
Up in Acton,
Yeah,
Boxborough.
we gave him a good beating this year.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, they've changed.
Yeah.
The dynamics up
Yeah.
there with them have changed. I mean, at one time, Acton Boxborough held the record.
Yeah.
Didn't they?
52 in a row.
Yeah.
52.
52 in a
52
row.
straight games.
Wow.
But the town's changed, so.
Yeah.
I do have one question. You surprised me immensely with the fake punt.
So that was a miscommunication, believe it or not. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be.
I said, John, you wouldn't
Yeah,
usually do that,
so-
especially with, I think it was like 4th and 14 or 13.
So, yeah, right, exactly. So
Yeah.
our quick kick is a kind of a blend. We have an offensive set. So we call an offensive, it's not punt team. Typically if you traditionally
okay.
punt,
Yeah.
we have our quick kick.
Yeah, which you
scheme.
usually do.
Right,
Yeah,
and then
he
we have our
steps back
punt,
and-
where punt, you're wholesale, there's no confusion.
yeah.
So we called the formation for the quick kick, and the signal just didn't get out onto the field. So when the play transpired, I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like I told the kids after I said, this is on me. I gotta
Yeah.
make sure that they know. But yeah, that was
It would have been a hell of a play if it worked.
Yeah.
You would have been
Yeah.
a hero there.
Yeah, right. No, that was a frustrating part of
Yeah,
the game.
yeah.
Just again, we had trouble stopping them. Had that been a 14-7 game, I think that would have been magnified a little bit.
Yeah,
but the
right,
fact that
right.
we were, but yeah, for sure that was not ideal. Yeah, which
Yeah,
led to
yeah.
us getting down 14-0.
Yeah,
With a short field.
yeah.
So legit question.
Yeah, but you did surprise.
Because I was wondering what the hell.
Yeah,
was going
what's going on with John here?
on. Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah,
You probably
I
on
said the same thing.
Yeah. What happened? Coach, if you could go back and change one thing, what would it be
For the game or the season?
for the season?
Season? Oh boy.
I know coaches always think that way.
Yeah, geez, that's a really difficult question. Yeah, I don't know. That's a we work so hard every Monday as a staff to prepare for the game. I feel like we don't leave any stones unturned, and that's not to say our game plans are perfect, but we think a lot of things through. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to answer that one. Yeah.
You know what? Next week you'll have an answer.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, as each week passes, yeah, I'll have many of them for
I
you.
know.
I would say, if I had to answer, I'd say, I wish we spent a lot more time on the field on offense rather than defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be nice. It's always nice.
Yeah, it's always a good
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Although a few of those games we dominated time. The
We
Grafton
did.
game we
Grafton,
dominated time
dominated that
possessions.
Yeah.
At Leominster, I felt like we had time possession as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
I mean, thinking of closing
And
those,
Southview were playing against 16, 17, 18 players.
closing the games out.
18 players.
Again, I don't
Yeah,
know.
guess, how many refs were there? Yeah.
Sometimes you look back, as a coach, when those games that come down to the wire, and you think about if we had just done you think in your mind that, well, if we had done this, we probably would have scored. But then if you had done that and it didn't work, you would say,
Yeah,
we
right.
should have done
You
that.
should-
So
exactly.
you
Yeah,
chase
you
your
could drive-
tail.
Yeah, you drive yourself
And
crazy.
again, football, we talk about it all the time. 10 guys do the right thing on that one play where that one guy goes this way and the quarterback gets sacked, the guy's wide open in the end zone, whatever. It's always something like that.
Right.
It's nuts. I think,
we're
we're
supposed to
going to
get
take
the
a break
kids.
and have, how many kids we got?
We got 10, I
10.
think.
10?
Yeah.
That's awesome. We're going to have them all come on.
All right.
The captains and all the offensive, and
Starting
defensive-
offensive line.
Starting offensive line.
I'd bring them all on if I could, but there wouldn't
Yeah,
be
I
enough.
know, I know.
Just a starter.
We'd have to use the auditorium at the high school.
Yeah, we would. All right, we'll be right back. All right, you're not seeing double, there's not, this is probably the largest, Nick? Is this the largest
Could
ever?
be.
I think we, yeah.
We have all the captains and the whole O-line. I'm gonna have them introduce themselves, starting in the back, right here. Go ahead.
Karol, O-line, D-line. I'm Joe. I play O-line and D-line.
Full names.
Joe McKenzie, O-line and D-line. I'm Brad Blattner, O-line, D-line.
Wait a minute, time out. Brad, why do you look so small back
Because
there?
I'm all scrunched in. You got me smushed in between two big fellas.
I'm Chett, Ellis, O-line, D-line.
Cooper Ackerman, defensive end and tight end.
Evan Romano, O-line, D-line.
Thomas Caputo, O-line, linebacker.
John O'Leary, O-line linebacker.
Owen Keeley, fullback, corner. TJ, QB, safety.
No last name.
313 yards. Congratulations, gentlemen.
370 rushing.
370 in total. He had 313. Unheard of against Wachusett, Coach. Unheard of. I mean, I can remember you guys too. You guys too. They used to punch us in the mouth and just run all over us. This is unheard of. You guys were fantastic all year. I couldn't say it enough. I mean, I know. How many yards do you have for the year? Do you know?
I have no clue.
He
I think it was
he really does.
1,700.
Yeah, like
That's what Jared told me
1,730,
today.
yeah.
I think it was like 1,700.
1,700. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and he knows this more than anyone. TJ says it all the time, that, you know, a lot of it has to do with him, and a lot of it has to do with these guys. And I even mentioned Owen as our B-back this year. B-backs, a lot of the times when our quarterback runs, our B-back's a lead blocker. So,
Yeah, he was more like a fullback this year.
exactly, in many plays, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he did a great job digging out D-ends and blocking linebackers on belly and doing the dirty work.
Yep.
So
Yeah. How about the biggest line we've ever had?
in my time here,
No.
yeah.
Well, in our time, certainly the 25 years or so that we've been
There was a
watching.
big line back in the early 90s when one of my cousins played, but I don't know if they were as big as these
Not as
guys.
big as these guys. There's no way. There's no, look at the little guy there. How did he get in there?
That's touchdown Tommy. He scored a touchdown against Shepherd Hill.
Yes, I know. And you saw me, and you heard me yelling and screaming on the
And
tape.
you have no idea, all these guys are calling for, tackle screens, coach, can I just get one carry? It's
Still
like
waiting
they're
for coming back
relentless.
for a fifth year.
Yeah.
I remember Thanksgiving Day, long time ago, Terry ran Mark
D'Amico.
D'Amico,
Mark D'Amico.
who was probably like you are. He was about your size at a full, and that's all he wanted to do. The rest of the game, let me go in.
As a lead blocker.
Yeah, no!
No.
Carried it.
running
He
the
carried the ball.
Wow.
He carried the ball. That's a lineman's dream, pick up a fumble and rumble with it.
Well, we had Cade Nelson a couple of years ago,
Yep,
Tommy, Josh Starvasky, I don't know if you remember that, 2014.
yeah.
Yeah, I think there's one more. We try to reward those guys. Yeah.
Now, how many are underclassmen? I know Cooper, we got three. Oh, that's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
How about, we got any of this kind of size down below?
I don't think so.
Not that kind of size.
Not that guy, no.
Brad's brother.
Look at Brad back there. He looks tiny. Tell me, DJ. Look at him.
He doesn't look huge.
And you see him on the field and he looks like this.
Yeah, his little brother's a freshman, so hopefully
Little.
little.
Is he little?
His younger brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't you talk a little bit about the whole thing?
Yeah, so I mentioned off air that, the reason that these guys are here is because I think anyone that saw our games this year noticed that our O-line was a real strength. Obviously our defensive line, many of these guys are playing D-line as well, which was a strength too. But but just our ability to run the football, control the clock, which, you know, again, was our kind of our MO this year. So we all know O-linemen aren't really recognized. They're a unit. You know, they don't really get called out by name very often, so.
And if they do, I make a mistake.
Right.
I mean, I called Evan something else about 70 times this year.
I've said too that, you know, the New England Patriots over the years, in my opinion, with Scarnecchia, I think that element of their play, you know, Tom Brady gets accolades, Belichick, but the line play was always, he was an outstanding coach, and they always dominated the line. So you can never, it's, you know, it's ironic in football that those guys just don't get a lot of love. And I, you know, asked Coach Pittorino to be on, because his first year did a great job with these guys. I mean, rushing for 370 yards against Wachusett was great, and all year, you know, we're pretty much able to run the football for the most part when we wanted to. So they deserve a lot of credit for their work, and, you know, we're hoping that the bar's been raised a little bit with our line play, and that the guys coming back will really try to hold to that standard.
How much was their commitment had to do with it? I mean, you know, you had off-season workouts and in the weight room and all that stuff. Were they dedicated to that?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think a lot of them are true football guys too. You know, they really love the sport, and they've gotten closer as you know, as friends and as a unit as the years gone on too.
Yeah, and now I'm going to ask you, I knew when I asked you that you would, even if you knew, you wouldn't tell me how many yards you had. How was it for you guys to be running behind them?
A lot of fun. I mean, it was great. Like, every play was at least a 3-yard gain. Like, at least a 3-yard gain. Like,
What I loved was when we needed like a yard, that they just moved the whole line of scrimmage. And then Owen would come behind you and push you, you know, like first and goal at the 1 and stuff like that. I mean, you know, wasn't that illegal at one point?
It still is.
It is?
You're not supposed to do that, yes.
They do it in the NFL.
NFL, you can do that.
Oh, you can't do it in high
Not in
school?
NFHS.
But they don't call it?
You can push the pile, you can't push the runner. Yeah,
Oh,
so.
you should
I try to make it look like.
Oh, you should have had a lot of penalties.
Those refs were good.
Everybody except the South refs.
Yeah, right, you've been called for holding.
Yeah, oh my God. Honest to God, I'm watching the film from New York, and I'm saying, this is, Michael Orr, The Blind Side. This is that game all over again, where they're throwing a flag every play. I'm saying, what is going on here? This is ridiculous. We got jobbed. It's that simple, you know, unbelievable. Next time they ask you to play a South, don't play. Unreal. How about now the seniors? I want to make sure I don't miss out on this. How about college plans?
College ball, I was thinking
Springfield?
Yeah.
Is that still, is it still hot on the fire?
Yeah.
That's good. Owen, what about you?
I want to play college lacrosse. I haven't decided on a school yet.
I remember the lacrosse portion of it. So you haven't decided on a school yet?
No, not yet.
Is there people talking to you?
Yeah, a couple of schools that I'm looking at.
I haven't decided on a school yet. I don't know if I'll play sports, maybe some club sports, but really just trying to focus on my academics.
Okay.
I don't think I'll play college ball, but I'm looking at Syracuse, top school right now.
What, in Syracuse, don't you want to be me someday?
Yep.
Good. That's good.
exactly-
That's good. I
That's
want to
exactly what I
retire.
want to be.
You're a junior, you're a junior, you're a junior. Brad, come on. Tell me somebody has stepped up to the plate.
Yeah, I mean, gonna play college football. I'm still not sure where I'm gonna go, but that's the plan, you know.
Okay. Joe, how about you?
Haven't picked a school yet, but not totally sure if I want to play college football yet.
It's different.
Yeah, I'm not looking to play football. College.
Coach, you played.
Yes,
It's different.
it's different, it's a job.
It is a job.
A lot of fun, you'll meet a lot of good people,
Yeah.
but it's a lot different. High school's the best time you'll ever have in your life, by far.
I think somebody said that on Thanksgiving Eve.
Maybe once or twice. Oh, yeah, yeah. Great job, by the way. Great job in your speech.
It is, but I agree with you, and I never played in college, but my son played in high school and then in college, and college was like a job. You had to get up at 5 a.m., get in the pool and run, and then go study and study hall. And
Go to practice at 2:30 and get home at 9:30.
Yeah.
That was the day.
It's different, and I used to tell kids that you're gonna be at the school no matter what, because you have a job at the school. This guy, and the college guy, like the Springfield guy, that's his job. He's the coach. If he doesn't win, guess what? See you later. So if it's a job for him, it's gonna be a job for you. Whereas you guys have pasta parties, and you have Knights of Columbus give you free pizza, and, it is the best time of your life. John, you played in college too. I mean,
Yeah, it is just different.
it is
The
different.
guys you grew up with. I mean, you have such a strong bond with them, so that's what, and you're playing for your community,
Yeah.
which I think, I grew up in that environment where playing for your town was something you really wanted to do, which I think is pretty special.
Yeah, but your road trips were
Yeah.
horrendous.
That's right, they were.
Although we had some tough road trips too. I mean, we used to, I can remember us complaining about going to Shepherd Hill and up to Fitchburg, and now, I mean, that's nothing compared to what we did this year. How do you guys, somebody can answer, how do you, because this is really different, playing this D1 schedule and traveling all over basically the state. What do you think?
I like it.
Go ahead.
I think it's fun to get out there and play teams around the state, not always playing Central Mass teams, and playing teams with a lot of talent really gives us a challenge. So that's something that I like.
I would challenge every team in Central Mass and say, prove to me that your schedule is tougher than ours.
Oh, no, there wasn't.
There wasn't.
No.
Absolutely
And I would
wasn't.
say even St. John's schedule early, perhaps, they play in the Catholic, but as their last few games, some of their teams weren't as strong.
Yeah, I think it's, like you said, the record doesn't indicate how well we played against the top teams in the state. If Springfield Central loses the Super Bowl, it was fixed.
They knew that.
They're not gonna lose.
No.
They're gonna beat that team with, who are they playing?
They're playing St. John's Prep.
They're gonna beat them by 4 or 5 scores. They have to. I mean, you guys have nothing to be ashamed of. It could have been, like you said, it could have been better. A play here, a play there, and we could have been 3 or 4 games over 500. And, when you're playing, that's how tough it is to play in the schedule that you played with.
Right. Yeah, I think, like we talked about, if we play in a 10-game Central Mass schedule, I think it's just a different deal.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
We would have been 9-1.
Yeah.
Really, I believe that.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah. Coach, how was it working with these guys?
They're great. I mean, I'll really miss this group, and I'm excited for the next group to come up. But, overall, come to work, effort, attitude, discipline. They fulfilled all that. It's going to be tough to replace some of them. But I look at a guy like John here. Chett gets hurt in the game, steps in Springfield flawlessly. Toughest team I've ever seen, like you said. But he
By
battled.
far the best team I've ever
Yeah.
seen.
He battled for me.
And we got our butt kicked in '98 by the Springfield team, 55-14 or something. That team would have beaten them by 5 or 6 touchdowns.
But overall, I mean, I really enjoyed this group of guys, and I can't say enough good things about them. Like I told them, it was an honor for me to be able to coach them.
Now, the good news for you is you got
That's
3
a
pretty
couple
good
of-
ones coming back, too.
3 pretty good ones, yeah. We got to find 3 or 4 more pretty good ones, but they're out there. We'll
Yeah.
find them.
Yeah. Now, Cooper's probably gonna continue as like a tight end. You're not gonna move him to tackle.
Maybe guard. We'll see. Just kidding. Whatever's best for the team, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He was going like
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. Offensive guard. Yeah, right.
But But you're right. I mean, maybe Ellis moves to tackle. Yeah, you know.
He wanted
got the
fullback.
size.
He asked me
He
for
said
fullback,
fullback.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Or it's quarterback, says he can throw.
He can play fullback. We'll just rename our positions. We'll have tackle, guard, fullback, guard, tackle.
I'm gonna predict something right now. You will get a carry next year.
I like that.
It's a lot of pressure.
Sounds good to me.
A lot of pressure. And Evan, now you were like the super sub, right? You
Yeah.
played a lot of different positions, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Tommy started playing a lot more defense.
Yeah.
And Evan was originally gonna be the third tackle. And then he came right in and played a
Played
lot of
guard,
guard for us,
yeah.
so worked
Yeah.
out great.
He got a lot, he did, you got a lot of time.
Yeah, I think that, you know, Coach Pitt mentioned, I think that the durability of our tackles is here. Joe and Brad, you know, they stayed, I don't know how many
I don't think
snaps.
they ever
in
came
there.
out.
Yeah, I don't either. And Joe played a ton of D, and Brad in the second half of the year played more defense, but they were incredibly dependable for us, which is such a big factor in football, you know. To have those two mainstays on the edge,
Yeah.
and, you know, we rotated our guards as we talked about, but we never really had to do that with our tackles.
God's different too. They gotta be able to move laterally and, you know, no offense to you two guys. But, because Brad, Joe moved a little bit faster than you, but not much. But you're right. Guards are pulling, you know, they gotta go around the end, they gotta kick out the outside linebacker or whatever. I want to personally say something on air. First of all, you guys were by far the best line I've ever seen. Nick can talk about the early 90s, but from the time I was here, we had some great teams, but never as big as you guys and as durable. And congratulations to you on a tremendous year. And congratulations to you on coming back from that knee injury. I don't know. Early in the season, I was really worried about you. I was. Every time you limped off the field, it was like, oh, Jesus, no. Because he was a big part of the offense last year, too, as well as TJ. And as the year went on, you could see the confidence growing in him. It was great.
And I just think that the toughness of Owen in, you know, accepting kind of a little bit of a new role, not touching the ball as much as maybe he'd like to, or even we would necessarily
Yeah,
like him to.
he touched the ball a lot last year.
Right. And being a blocker a lot of times, he just handled his job really well.
Congratulations, boys. I know the record doesn't show what you wanted it to show, but we were there for every game, and we were in every game. We really, well, except for one, but nobody's going to beat them anyway. I think they give Holy Cross a game, and they're undefeated. All right, we'll see you next time on Coach's Corner. Congratulations, guys, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you.